When you build your own gaming PC, you have complete control over the components you choose, allowing you to tailor the system to your specific needs and preferences. This includes selecting the processor, graphics card, RAM, storage, and more, ensuring that each component meets your requirements for performance, aesthetics, and budget. Number 1. We have iBuyPower Gaming PC. Enthusiasts opined about this product inch. I've had this PC now since 2020. I have not had any issues whatsoever with what I got it for, which was gaming. Like Call of Duty Cold War, Black Ops 2, Borderlands series, Apex Legends, etc. They run great. I cleaned the inside of my own PC, and recently I changed the thermal because it started rising above 90°C. The first time I opened this PC I cleaned it over a year ago. I noticed whoever put this PC together did not do cable management very well. They had them in zip ties, which hey, good, but at the same time, they pulled them on too tight. I had to carefully cut them off because nothing was unlocking them. When they came off, some of the cords had indentions in them, which I don't think you're supposed to tie them too tight. There was not wiggle room whatsoever. They only put the cords through 2 areas more near the front fans, and even tied bent cords together. So right now, until I get an ESD mat, I've got a big jumble mess of cords trying to poke out. Only reason why I had to deal with it in the first place because the zip ties were so tight. The cords could not be moved at all for one, but the side panel would not close all the way. It was very unorganized cord-wise and very poorly done. Everything else is great. If anyone plays big games like over 100 worth, I would recommend getting a bigger hard drive or an external hard drive because you would be able to get 2, maybe 3, 4 games, maybe. But you need extra space for gaming performance too. It's an SSD, which is good, but there's not a lot of space. I would say this particular build would probably be good for people who play indie-type games or games that don't require a lot of space. Number 2. iBuyPower Slate Mesh Gaming PC. The enthusiasts opined about this product inch. Main board. The main board is a Micro ATX. The name of the board is as ROG A320 AC. There's only 2 slots for RAM and could hold up to 32 gigs of memory. It comes with a 2006 166 MHz 8 gig UDIMM, and it's recommended to upgrade adding either another 8 gig of RAM. It has 2 PCIe Express at 3.0 and a 2.0. It comes with 2 barrels integrated onto the board in the back side so you can hook up your antennas for the Wi-Fi. It also has 1 PS/2 connector, 2 USB 2.0, and in 4 3.0 USB female slots. It also has 1 HDMI port and audio ports as well. The video card is as ROG AMD Radeon RX 5500 XT. It says 4 gigs of memory, DDR6, SRAM, 128-bit. It's a decent GPU. I am able to play in ultra settings in the most recent games. Chassis or computer case. The chassis is a mid-size ATX case that has a cover for your wires and for your PSU. There's no drive bay in front of the case, so no, it doesn't open. It's very spacious and enough room for upgrades. There is an application once you turn on the computer, so you can manipulate the settings of the RPG in your fans. On the top front case, you have a filter mesh that is made from some sort of alloy metal, and it holds with a magnetic strip underneath it. You do have 2 USB ports 3.0, a power button, and 2 slots for your headset and microphone. The PSU or power supply. The PSU is enough for a 216-pin wheel card and for if you ever wanted to add a backup storage. It's 500 watts, good for any future upgrades that you're willing to make, and has a generic name. High power, it is at 80 plus bronze. It's pretty decent. Now number 3. CyberPower PC Gamer Supreme Liquid Cool. Enthusiasts opined about this product inch. I needed a new computer for work and for Cyberpunk 2077, and this is perfect. I use this for work and gaming both. I do photography and videography for work, so I need a powerful PC to handle my work, especially for video, and I also am a big PC gamer. I will cover both subjects in this review so you know how it does for both uses. I also have generally built my PC, so I have quite a bit of hardware knowledge, which is an important thing to think about before buying this PC. I will explain below. Pros. The parts that you are getting in this machine are very capable. This is not the tippity top of the line, but it is a solid gaming PC/workstation. I usually try to get my tech at that peak price to power ratio. If you get the top of the line, you pay a lot more for that extra 10% power. And if you get something cheap, you'll end up replacing it soon. This computer, in my opinion, is right in that sweet spot. The parts are all trustworthy brands. You are not guaranteed any specific manufacturer, but all my parts meet the specs listed and are from reputable brands. MSI, Intel, Gigabyte, Western Digital, Cooler Master, etc. With liquid cooling on your CPU, overclocking is very viable. If you don't know how to overclock, either research it yourself or get help. Do not use the default overclock inch settings where you let the system do it for you. I tested that out and it would have burned out my CPU over time with a very high voltage it ran. I did my own overclock and have a very stable 4.6 GHz that never runs hotter than 70 degrees. You could easily push it past that if you wanted, but I prefer to err on the safe side. You can definitely push this machine a bit though. Cons? The mouse and keyboard that come with this are the only kind of con-inch. I haven't used the keyboard yet, but the mouse was broken when I got it and it felt like it came from a Happy Meal. I already have a good keyboard and mouse and would have never used these anyways. I was not expecting anything from these as they are freebies inch that are thrown in with the PC, and any company selling pre-built PC usually gives very cheap peripherals. Just plan on probably needing to buy another mouse and keyboard at some point and not using these long term. This would be the case with pretty much any pre-built PC brand. High-end pre-built brands might give better peripherals, but if you've spent that much on your PC, you will still probably replace what they give you with the top-of-the-line peripherals anyways, and I don't take any points off for this. It is to be expected. 4 is Skydeck Gaming Nebula Gaming PC Desktop. The Enthusiast opined about this product inch. If you're researching and scouring the internet for advice on what starter PC you should invest in, you found the review you need. I spent months looking for a decent starter PC which would allow me to play all my games and store my content effectively while maintaining speed and quality. I wanted something that was visually appealing and functional. Personally, I'm a broke college kid who needed an outlet to balance school and fun. I wasn't sure where to begin my search and had no idea what requirements and features were required to have an effective and quality PC. In this review, I'm putting you in the same position as me when I started looking through the PC marketplace. When beginning the search for your first PC, the search can be incredibly overwhelming and daunting. However, you are doing an amazing job searching if the internet miraculously placed you with this item. Let's break down the features of the PC. This computer is a pre-built, which means there is no assembly required on your part. There's a plethora of components that make a PC worth buying, and I'm going to break down the specifics of each component and how they correlate to the performance and quality of your gaming. The primary function of any PC is the Central Processing Unit, CPU. The CPU, also known as the processor, is responsible for executing and refining the power of the computer and directly affects how fast your computer or computer games run. The CPU also processes the inputs from the user. The CPU included in this pre-built is an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 3rd generation. Last, number 5. CyberPower Gamer Extreme VR Gaming PC. Enthusiast opined about this product inch. I bought a CyberPower not too many years ago, but it was time for an upgrade, especially since the computer wasn't able to upgrade to Windows 11. A simple fix, but decided a new computer was in order anyway. I'm not the most up-to-date inch gamer in existence. I play Counter-Strike Go and Madden 22 and a few new but not AA games. But the games that I've tried running and cranking up all of the settings left me pretty happy. They all run perfectly well. I'm also pretty into emulation, and I've noticed a considerable upgrade in performance on just about every emulator I've tried. PCSX2, Dolphin, Yuzu, Zemu. I was pretty impressed. Another thing I was surprisingly impressed by is Windows 11. It looks and runs great, and isn't too different from Windows 10, which I've used for a long time now. I really like the UI, it's simple, but looks great. Of course, none of this has much to do with the system itself, but I would legitimately recommend Windows 11. At any rate, it wasn't like the horrible switch from XP to Vista or Windows 7 to Windows 8. When it comes to goodies, you get a surprisingly high-quality keyboard plus mouse combo, with the keyboard being exceptionally nice. I doubt that it's anything overly fancy when it comes to the tech inside it, but it feels very satisfying to type on, especially coming fresh off a mechanical keyboard that clicked so loud I swear it was going to drive me to the asylum when I had to type for extended periods of time. You also get a mouse, and while it feels, looks, and works fine, I decided to stick to my vertical mouse that I got about a year or so ago. Seriously, if you're a gamer, you should check one of those out. To my surprise, there was actually a remote to flip through the colors of the fan lights, which is surprising only because the Amazon page here doesn't mention that at all. The fan lights of my old CyberPower rig got extremely dim over the years, so I plan to just have the lights on occasionally to save them from stress.